Increase the understanding, and through that understanding, we hope that will lead to conservation and watershed protection. I'm sorry this is a little too small to read in there, but there's several of our core beliefs that we want to get across in simple messages to the kids. This is simpler than this, but the key message is water is so important. Only 1% of the total water on Earth is potable water at this point. And you know, that supply is not increasing. And our usage of it is increasing because we're in a dry climate, we know how important water is, and it's going to become increasingly so. So, a lot of partners on this. Both Trinidad State Junior College is very enthusiastic about doing this. Trinidad School District 1 is excited about this experiential education trip. They're going to have that as an all-day field trip for every one of their students. That's the key section of that, is the educational component. Other partners in that, we've got conservation groups who will be addressing how we protect this natural resource. Trout Unlimited, River Watch, which is the largest volunteer water monitoring organization in the United States. We have several sites here. I do River Watch testing for the last 6 years up on the Bar and I Ranch, and it goes into a national database. Nature Conservancy is a partner, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Isaac Walton Lake, and the Colorado Watershed Assembly. Government agencies who do a lot to watch over and protect our water are part of this, and they're going to be giving demonstrations as well. Division of Wildlife put on a program. NRCS has a fairly large, it's on a trailer, it's a model of a working watershed where the kids can see it. You've got the mountains and you've got the little creeks coming down into the river, and they have demonstrations there about how water moves through the watershed, so the kids start to get a feel for what is a watershed and how important it is to us. Colorado State Forest Service is a partner. They have a wonderful program called Forest to Faucets, which explains to kids, to school kids, how important healthy forests are to our water supply, on how that captures snow melt up there and filters it, comes down, and where if the forests aren't healthy and you run the risk of forest fires, the degradation that has to your water supplies in your reservoirs. And that's why we went through that North Lake thinning project there to protect that watershed with the thinning up there to reduce the risk of wildfire. Purgatory River Water Conservancy District, Trinidad Lake State Park, a lot of other agencies are involved in it. City and county, we made a presentation this morning to the county, and the county is interested in this project and wants to participate. We feel the city is a natural partner on that. We mentioned before, the kids think that they just turn the tap and that's where the water comes from. They don't realize that it takes a lot more coordination than turning your wrist to provide that water to the citizens. We think it's a good opportunity for the city to do some public relations and education showing the citizens how the city helps them get their clean drinking water, handle the sewage, stormwater, etc. Fire departments and other use of city, the way the city uses water. Private enterprise, we've invited the gas companies to come and give demonstrations of their BMPs, their best management practices, and what they do to protect water quality. Tetra Tech and Norwest are two of the big water monitoring firms that are monitoring water quality in our watershed. Several others there. Sponsors, we're calling for sponsors. We're out trying to raise money for this because, I mean, this is being sponsored by the Claver Range Community Coalition. We're a very small local nonprofit, all volunteer run, no salaries in that organization, and we're doing all this on our volunteer basis. But still, the expenses are going to run about $26,000, which for us it's a big ticket because we're starting from scratch trying to raise that. We're only a little over halfway so far, so we're still trying to raise another $11,000 or $12,000 through the community to put this on. We are a 501c3, and so everything is tax deductible. So that's that's roughly the goal of this water festival. We want it to be a fun, festive community event that's focused on education, and it's on experiential education where the kids are working on it. Our goal, like I mentioned before, is to tell you about the project and explore some ways that the city may consider being a partner with us in this festival. And we put down 3 suggestions in here for you to think about and consider. One would be offering some demonstrations of water-related services that the city already provides for its citizens, and it's a way of highlighting what the city does give to its citizens. How the water comes down to the city from North Lake, and how the wastewater is managed. There's some old wooden pipes that have been identified that came down. Originally, the water was supplied to the city through wooden pipes. So we can show some remnants of those old wooden water pipes and have the modern pipes next to it. Trinidad Fire Department can be out in the parking lot at TSJC with fire trucks and hoses. Kids always love seeing that firefighting equipment, and that's fun. We spray some water up in the air. County's talking about organizing some of the wildland firefighting equipment that you have next to the city firefighting equipment, so the kids can see the different type of equipment, the different type of gear that they wear. Fish hatchery at Monument Lake is another use of water, and for recreation could be part of that. We picture these just being tables or booths or like a farmer's market type thing out on the quad at TSJC, where the kids in between their classes can wander through and stop at the ones that interest them and ask questions and learn about it. So that would be the first one. Demonstrations of the water-related services is the first thing we'd like to consider. Second thing, if there's any way, I know money's always tight for everybody, if there's any way that the city has any discretionary funds that could help contribute to some of the expenses of this festival, we'd appreciate that support. And the third, we'd especially appreciate Mayor Reno to consider being present to open our water festival, and on the morning of May 17th at 9 o'clock, and then have a little proclamation that City of Trinidad is declaring this Water Awareness Community Water Festival Day, or Agua es Vida, and how important it is to our community. So those are the things we'd like to ask the council to consider in being a partner on this festival.
Be happy.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask just one question. What is the total expenditure you anticipate for the festival itself?
About $26,500.
And how much do you have thus far? Do you have any idea?
We've got about between 11 and 12,000 left to go. Yeah.
Rosie?
Yes.
Tom, why don't we let Rose through it, and then we'll see what we can do for you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
your time and consideration.
Item 4, regarding the bid results for the new police vehicles, Mr. Glorioso.
Thank you, Council. Mayor, just on that last note, we do have some money from the youth council that maybe I can help a little bit, Sarah, with if that's okay. We can help with maybe a small amount,
What fund is that?
It's our youth council
Okay.
that we have. I mean, it's a little bit of money, but
I think anything would help.
Okay, I'll talk to Rosie on that issue.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
Maybe this is what I spoke to you about during budget time, and I went out and got my bids. I gave them to the 3 dealerships, and I only got 2 back. And our low bid was Pioneer Motors, and it came at $26,565 a piece for the cars. And this is the lease that I had spoke to you about. I did talk to the sheriff this morning, or excuse me, at lunch, and the sheriff's office and I guess county is looking at some heavy equipment through this same lease program. In our department head meeting this morning, I spoke with Jared, and I'm going to get the actual contract so he can review the contract prior to the final decision being made.